How's it going? Henry here, and I've got another video. This one is going to be about how to upload your podcast into Anchor.fm and how to put an ad in it, what links you want to put in your podcast, basically everything you need to know to make your podcast a moneymaker. This is my podcast, the Positive Mindset Podcast. If you're new here, I have a goal of earning $10,000 a month through my podcast. That's really the catalyst to doing it through online. So there's some things that we do besides ads. There's affiliate sponsors, additional sponsors, the Positive Mindset Podcast sponsors that I get through Anchor.fm, which, of course, I'll show you those. And then coaching. I do have a coaching business that I run, and I'm starting to incorporate that into the podcast. So my next video upload, that will have the final numbers for the month in there. And I did sell some coaching through there, and I'd like to share that. Before that, most of my coaching business has been word of mouth, referrals, and things like that. And so I'm really excited to see how I've been able to apply that. So if you're someone that has a business or a service and you're thinking you want to do a podcast so that way you can help promote your product, then this can be something that's very valuable, once I update those numbers, because it's really cool. But main thing today is how to upload the video. So we're going to go back up to Anchor, and this is your main page. So usually what I do is, because I'm going to take information from a previous episode to put it in, is I will go over here to episodes and I will open up a new tab, because I'm going to go over to this tab later once I upload the video or podcast. If you go over here to new episode, I'm going to do create an episode. You can do quick upload, but I found when you do quick upload, you have to go back and make a change to add the ad in after. But if you go to create new episode, you click that, and then it gives you the opportunity to upload the podcast here. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that in. So you see it right there, and then I'm going to insert an ad. So I place mine at the front. If I were to have multiple parts, or if it was a longer episode, like I have some interviews I do that are much longer, if I was going to have that, I could break it up into multiple parts and I could put multiple ad spots in there. But this is just a 12-minute episode or so I just do the ad at the front. It doesn't make sense to have another one. You can add stuff into your episode here. I do everything through Audacity, so if you pull it up, just to kind of show you how I edit the thing. So if you go to Audacity here, this will show you kind of what a file looks like. So hopefully you can see that on the screen here. This is blank, but if I open, let's see, open recent. So this is the one I just edited. We'll zoom out. This is a free program. So you just go to Audacity, I think that's how you say it. You just go to their website and you can find it and download it. It's absolutely free. I'm using it on a Mac, but it works on PC too. But it has different channels. So I have the main audio track where I record the podcast just right through my equipment. And then I add in some sounds. I have some background music that plays, a little intro sound. And then I export it straight from here to MP3. And then from there, we, let's not save that, we upload it right here. So once it's uploaded, you go to Save Episode. And it's going to take you to where you can save it. You can put your episode title, your episode description, publish date. This one is actually going to publish on Friday. I'm a few episodes ahead, which is great. And I release all my episodes at 12 a.m. It's listened to around the world. So, just to give you an idea here, if we go over here, and this is, I think, a good thing to think about, probably wherever you live, the country you live in is where your podcast is going to be heard mostly. But you can see here, I am played in other countries, and mainly these top ones here, New Zealand and up. But they're going to be in different time zones. So for me, I found it's just better to release it as early as possible. So I list it at midnight, and it just drops off right there at midnight. And people can catch it in the morning. I think most people listen to my podcast in the morning on the way to work, or while they're getting ready, or after, and that's what I do. And then you just confirm it. I like to go to the Q&A spot. Now this is only for Spotify, but you can ask a question, and I ask the same question every time, and it is, what are your thoughts on today's episodes? I do that because people give feedback. They'll say, great episode, I love the subject matter, or this really affected me this way, and just makes you feel like you're a little bit more connected. That's one thing where YouTube has such an advantage where you can comment and have that conversation with your people, unfortunately, or followers. Unfortunately, you can't do that through any kind of podcasting yet. I'm sure it's going to come, and that will be great when you can. I don't mess with anything down here. I don't put season number. I did that before, and it just caused more problems. So if you're putting a season number, episode number, I don't know if they fixed this, but a big problem I had and why I'm so far. So like if you go over here to my stats here, as it takes a second to load, why I believe I'm so far behind on Apple Podcasts versus Spotify, which Apple's the big one. I love Spotify. They do Anchor. That's how I can, make some money from this. But Apple is still the big podcaster. And you can see I'm at 24% Apple, 71%. If I had grown equally, my podcast would be at least double, where it is now. So I would be closer to 100,000 downloads a week, which would be, amazing. I mean, we'll get there. That's okay. But what I didn't realize is when on Spotify, no matter what you do, let's see, we'll go back over here. No matter what you do, when you upload an episode, it will upload it and show as the next episode. So it doesn't matter the season number or the episode number, any of this stuff. I mean, obviously trailer or bonus would, but it doesn't matter those things. And so when people go to your page or to your podcast, they're going to see the newest one. Well, on Apple Podcasts, and again, I don't know if they changed this, but in the past, it didn't work that way. It would post season 1, episode 1 first, which kind of makes sense when you think about Netflix or anything like that. Like that makes sense that the number 1 episode and would be there. But that's not a good thing, I don't think, at least for this medium. If you're an established person and you're doing a professional show and you've got producers and sound engineers and it's going to be an amazing product from day one and it's like an experience, going to have some marketing behind it, then it maybe doesn't matter. But if you're like me, where you don't know what you're doing, you just were getting started in something that's a completely new medium, you aren't an experienced sound engineer, you're not used to recording podcasts or how to tell a story or any of that, then your first episode is probably not your best one. And so what happened is on Apple, it was my first few episodes, which weren't even the Positive Mindset podcast. It was something completely different that I was doing at the time. So it was that, and they were terrible compared to what I do now. Not saying that I do the greatest show on earth or anything like that, but it's a lot better, and I think it's much more improved than it was then. So people would see my podcast and they would go to it. The experience they would have would be those first few episodes, and so they didn't listen to more, and so it didn't grow. And in Apple especially, if you don't have a big hit in the beginning, you almost are never going to be shared with as a recommended person to listen to or something like that. So be really cautious with this. If you're going to number them, just be aware that probably if you put season 1, episode 1, that's going to be the first one that shows up on Apple. And if you do that, then if it's not your best one, that's what people are going to be introduced to, and it could hurt your growth. So I just leave it blank now. It doesn't matter. They just upload by date. I leave the polls. I don't really do any with polls. So you can see this green spot is the ad. So this is the portion that is going to do the commercial spot, and then it's going to play my podcast all the way through there. But now I need to put my options, my description. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the info that I'm going to put in the description and the episode title and really just show you the rest of the process that I do to get the episode uploaded and get the maximum amount on my return as far as listenership, especially in the beginning. So if I go back to my episodes I've already created, so that's why I have this here. This is the last episode that I made here. This one's actually a meditation, so it's a little bit different. So I'm going to go back to Wednesday's episode, and I'm just going to grab the info there, copy, come over here, paste, so that way we have the content here. I've got to change, obviously, this part, and then I got to come up with a title. The title is going to be, I'll put that in there. I've got my email list. I've got my quiz, which adds to the email list, Instagram link, coaching session if someone wants to schedule that, my Audible link here for the affiliate link, and then, of course, my email where someone wanted to email me, and then a donation if somebody wanted to donate to the podcast. So title here is going to be So I'm going to change this a little bit. I'm going to make it key to creating a positive mindset with your thoughts. That's the subject matter of the episode, and I just want to kind of put that in there. And then I just do a brief description, enough to where I don't want a link to be the first thing someone sees when they go to the episode. So just enough to give them a little bit of ideas here. So in this episode, we talk about how. So I'm just going to leave it general like that. I do an email, which I'm going to show you next, which is going to be, I think, one of the biggest things that you can do. If you want real power, an email list is huge because it's going to set you up to be able to reach your members or your followers at any time in a medium that you own. So we go over here. I use ConvertKit, and you can see refresh. I don't think I've added any new followers recently. Oh, so got a new lead there. And then if we go over to the quizzes, if you ever want to build a quiz, all the links for the stuff will be in the description. But I'm going to see if I have any new leads. I'm going to swing over here to leads, and I'm going to change the date. Let's change this one to the past 2 days. And doesn't look like I've gotten any quiz leads here. You know, it's on 0 there, and it doesn't look like that's changed. Um, let's see. Yeah. No change there. So 3 completions, no new leads. Kind of a bummer, but that's okay. I don't really push that hard. What I really need to do to drive leads is have some kind of value offer. So, if you want my free 10-day guide to a better mindset, go ahead and check that out, and I can collect their email list that way. Much better. But anyway, I have a little over 100 subscribers. If we go over to send, which we want to broadcast, we're going to create one. So I have 2 already scheduled because I have Wednesdays and Thursdays already done. I'm going to go to Tuesdays, and I'm going to duplicate this. So this is Tuesdays. We're going to take the title here. So we can close this extra window. We don't need that anymore. I'm going to take this title here and copy that and put this here. So that we've got the title. This is going to go out on Friday. So happy Friday. And then I'm just going to come up with something to get them excited about the episode, and I have all the links down here. There's only like I think 100 and something email subscribers right now, so it's not like it's a huge deal when the podcast has like 60,000 followers. Well, actually, probably more. That's only through Spotify. So in comparison, it's not that big, but you can't really reach those followers outside of the Spotify platform or the iTunes platform, and that's really limiting. And so the idea here is I'm going to create this email list so that way, they stay up to date. They can message me, they can reply right to this, and it goes to my email. But if I want to maybe do a special offer or a partnership, or maybe there's a YouTube video I want to promote, having an email list is a better way to do that because it's a separate medium that can connect with others versus it's really hard to get somebody to go from Spotify to a YouTube or to a Shopify store or something like that. It's just it's difficult versus if they're in their email, it's a little bit simpler. So I'm going to go ahead and come up with something to say here. So that's all I'm going to put there. Just something short and sweet, get them excited, and hopefully it will get them to click and go. Then what you want to do is you want to hit continue, and we're going to schedule this. So we're going to go for Friday. And I just sent this one for 6. I mean, I guess I could schedule it for the same time, but the reason I don't schedule it for midnight like the other episode is I've found that when you send out a podcast through your distributor, that it doesn't hit everywhere the same. So, say you send it out at midnight, it may not show up on Spotify till like 2 or 3. And it just, in my experience, seems to vary a little bit. It may be better now than it was a couple years ago. But I've been at that 12 o'clock time for so long now, I haven't changed it. But this one, since I just started doing these emails, this is something I added, basically a week ago. I did it a long time ago and then just completely stopped doing it. So I'm just rebuilding it. But it's going to be something that I just do for 6 a.m. I don't know why. That's what I choose. 134 subscribers so far. So we're going to hit continue. And it gives you like a little overview what the email is going to look like. I use basically what my artwork looks like for my podcast, and then a picture of me and just a little thing, and then we schedule it. And now we've got that scheduled. We go back over here. We've got everything good to go here, so we can go ahead and schedule this and then close it, and you can go back to your episodes and you can see. So I've got today's Tuesday, so I've got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday all good to go, all ready to launch. I don't have to do anything. They will just launch automatically, and boom, we can swing back over here just to show you that this is all live. And there we go. We're off to a great week. We'll catch up on the stats at the end of the week so you can see that. That video will come out Monday. But yeah, things are going really well. The podcast is growing, and so is the YouTube channel. So if you want to follow along with this, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and then of course a subscription. It helps you stay up to date with every new episode. Of course, the main thing I'm focusing on right now is podcasting. It's been a great, just such a fun time. I mean, we go over to money. I'm almost at $20,000 I made just through Anchor. This doesn't include any external like coaching fees, anything that I've made outside of that. This is just through Anchor. That's a lot of money. It could be hugely impactful for you, and I hope that this, whatever I share, can help you get there. And then we're going to look at other things, how to really build this online business. I have a goal. I want to be an entrepreneur. I guess I am with this stuff, but I really want to own a brick and mortar thing. I think a lot of people get into online stuff to get out of brick and mortar, but I love creating experiences, and so I want to own a brick and mortar business. So my goal with this money is to build it up so I can save up, pay off whatever I need to pay off, have a good down payment, get a small business loan, and eventually buy into a business, a franchise, or something like that, and create like an experience in a community that I can grow. So that's kind of the goal here. And if you have a goal like that, follow along, and let's just accomplish this together. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I can't wait to catch you in the next one.